Hello and welcome to Clearview News Desk. We're reaching you live from Nigeria's capital city, Abuja. First, the headlines. Mayhem unleashed by suspected armed herders as no fewer than 30 people confirmed dead in Benue State Thursday night. South Africa replaces Team Nigeria in men's 4x400 meters relay at the 2024 Paris Olympics finals over lane infringement. FIFA mourns passing of former CAF president Issa Ayati at 77. I am Gloria Atta with these and more. Welcome. FIFA President Gianni Infantino has announced the passing away of former president of the Confederation of African Football, CAF, Issa Ayati. Infantino broke the news in a post on his Instagram stories this Thursday. Infantino wrote, "Saddened to hear of the passing of former CAF president, former FIFA president and interim FIFA vice president and FIFA council member, Issa Ayati. As a passionate sports fan and IOC member, he dedicated his life to sports administration, and on behalf of FIFA, our condolences go to his family, friends, former colleagues and all who knew him. Rest in peace." Team Nigeria has been disqualified from the men's 4x400 meters relay over lane infringement. Earlier, Team Nigeria men's 4x400 quartet of Emmanuel Ojele, Ezekiel Nathaniel, Dubem Amene and Chidi Okezie finished second in their semi-final heat. They ran a season's best of 2 minutes, 59 seconds, 81 microseconds. It meant they would have competed in Saturday's men's 4x400 Olympic final. However, the South African men's 4x400 meters relay team has taken Nigeria's spot. Away from sports, today makes it 9 days since the #EndBadGovernance protests kicked off in major cities across the country, with thousands of Nigerians taking to the streets, protesting and calling for key economic reforms while demanding accountability from its leaders. Earlier today, a coalition of over 300 civil society groups and dozens of aggrieved Nigerian women converged at the National Stadium, Abuja, to air out their anger and frustration over the lingering economic hardship as a result of the rising inflation, corruption and bad governance, while calling for immediate interventions by the federal government to address the issues. The report. The #EndBadGovernance protest is currently the most discussed issue in the country. These past few days has placed the government in difficulty trying to ease the anger and frustration of citizens in relation to economic hardship, corruption and bad governance. Since August 1, thousands of Nigerians have taken to the streets, protesting and calling for key reforms while demanding accountability from its leaders. In the last 9 days of the protest, loss of lives, injuries, destruction of public and private properties, alleged external sponsorship, and hijack of the protests by criminal elements have been reported, in spite of a nationwide address by the president calling for patience and calm in the country. As the protest fizzles out, many Nigerians remain dissatisfied by the federal government's handling of the issue and are determined to keep the flames of their demands burning. To this end, aggrieved Nigerian women in their numbers and various civil society groups converged at the National Stadium, Abuja, for a peaceful protest to express their anger and frustration over the lingering economic hardship as a result of the rising inflation, corruption and bad governance, while calling for immediate interventions by the federal government to address the issues.
We're asking for accountability for police violence. It's very important. We're asking that government should be more intentional in responding to the housing crisis. We're asking for education reform. We're asking for transparency in food security, and we're asking for a more holistic perspective to addressing the issue of hunger, in Nigeria. We're also asking for justice for victims of protest, and also a whole lot of other things, including the importance of the government addressing the insecurity in the country that is also affecting the food security that we have, as a country.
As women, it's the worst time I can say to be a mother right now. Unless you go to the market yourself, you don't know what you're talking about. You go in the morning, the price has changed. Go in the afternoon, the price has changed. Go in the evening, the price has changed. Where are we going? It's not sustainable. President Tinubu, we are calling you to bring down the fuel price. Listen to the demands of the young people. It's a warning. If this protest did not happen, something bigger will come. When the water boils, it boils in different directions. We need to protect the future of our children. All those who are looting the treasury and making it impossible for us. You are bonding yourself in your armored cars. When it is time, the owner of life calls for life. Armored car will not protect you.
We are here today for Mr. President to know that the people are hungry. We dey hungry. Women dey hungry. Children dey hungry. We say before say things even hard, but now e don too much. You no fit buy rice before e come. We dey buy rice 700, 600. That time we dey cry say food too cost. But now mudu of rice 3,000. We no fit buy am again. See garri for poor people before they go, if pikin say they hungry, they go say go drink garri. But now you no fit tell your pikin say go drink garri. Pikin go dey cry, you no know wetin you fit give am. Things is not getting better. And all these people, when they call themselves senator, minister, legislator, all of them, they are there. They are not thinking of the poor, the masses. They are thinking about themselves. It's not good. May una remember say God dey for heaven. God dey watch everybody. Whatsoever a man sow shall he reap.
Tinubu, where he did, Minister Abuja, Amak Chiama, anywhere where they made them they look after we parents. School fees is cost, everything they cost. Rice, 2005, corn, 1,000, everything they cost. Now, but transport, everything costs. Please, our cry where we come here, make Tinubu look us with a good eye. We just can't give a day, not be quarter, not be anything. Please, everything they cost. Now we still the campaign. Now we still the intercondition again. Please, may they help us.
Although of different languages, with one voice, these women are desperate in their plea to President Tinubu to end hunger and give room for the much-needed socio-economic development in the country. Now, no fewer than 30 people have been reportedly killed in Ayati village in Ukum local government area of Benue State Thursday night. Sources told journalists in a telephone chat on Friday that local bandits suspected to be armed herders unleashed terror on the village. Ayati village is gradually becoming a slaughter slab in Ukum local government area. Recall that the violent protests that led to the destruction of personal and government properties in the council a few weeks ago was as a result of the killing of 11 people in the Ayati community. Meanwhile, the State Police Command spokesperson, SP Catherine Anini, confirmed the incident but said she was yet to get details of the attack. People living with disabilities who are into sports have lamented over what they described as marginalization and discrimination. The Loda Para powerlifting athletes made this known to Clearview News in Mifonokon, noting that apart from being sidelined in other fields, lack of motivation in sports denies them a lot of benefits, unlike the able-bodied men.
Statistics have shown that in Nigeria, about 25 million people have one form of disability or the other, accounting for 15% of the population. The percentage of poverty among persons with disabilities, according to statistics, is alarming and has turned some into beggars on the street. In an exclusive interview with Clearview News crew, Persons with disabilities who are into powerlifting said instead of begging for arms on the street, they went into sport, yet there is no motivation.
We are being marginalized in sports, or should I say we are being discriminated in sports. There are so many benefits that other able-bodied sports are enjoying that we don't enjoy that. Just like this sports festival. The sports festival now during the good Buhari regime, in the late part of his tenure, they introduced Para Sports Festival. This Para Sports Festival now, then the National Sports Festival, they say is different from the Para Sports Festival. The Para Sports Festival now is for only the para athlete, that's the special sports, the physically challenged. Now we go for this Para Sports Festival and our medals are not recognized. We go for this Para Sports Festival, the states that we are representing don't even recognize us. You go and you come back, they make promises that they do to the able-bodied, they fulfill their promises, but when it comes to the physically challenged, they just take it with levity. So that is really disheartening and discouraging. It doesn't motivate us for this thing we are doing. We need sponsors, and by so doing, we make the country and we erase physically challenged that are begging for arms on the streets. It will be drastically eradicated.
The past Olympics, you can see how the special needs people clinch a lot of medals. But after these medals, what next? You understand? What next? There is no encouragement. But as I speak with you, this is where we sleep. This is where we do so many things. Most of us, we don't have a house. You understand? So we are urging the private sectors and the government. The government cannot do everything for us, which we know. But the private sector too should also come to our aid, so that with sports we can reach our destination.
Where we are living was a devastated or dilapidated place rather. But a particular woman came on board to say, no, human beings are not supposed to be doing sports in this place. She renovated where we are living, the para sports environment there. The building is over there. She renovated it. A particular man in the Nigerian army, a general in Nigerian army, he always come around persons with disabilities to ask of our needs and always provide a solution to our needs. Now, these are individuals. We also need government to come on board to look into our needs. The needs we have basically is financial needs. As I said earlier, you have to eat well. For example, I am a power lifter. To carry iron is not an easy job.
With the current economy reality in Nigeria, coaches for people with special needs said it's not easy for the physical challenged, hence the need for well-meaning Nigerians and governments to come to their aid.
As one of them said, this is where we have managed this team. We come far from some Maraba, Massacre and the rest of other places. And their coming is not so easy because their movements, either a drop or before they can even get money to enter, is a problem. So government need to at least make this where they stay, they can have access to come to the training and then go back to their houses. And that is most challenges that they almost face here. If the government can come out and help us and give them what they want, at least they can live there. There too, they will not feel they are rejected, because that is where area we are trying to bring them out from the street. Because if you leave them, some of them go there begging, and the rest of them, they look somehow.
When we are talking about physically challenged people, not that they cannot do anything. These guys are wonderful. If we can do something, I've been with them for a long time. I know what they can do. But the situation of the country is not easy for them.
It may interest you to know that in some parts of the country, persons with disabilities are locked in the house, while others are tied on trees or other objects like animals and abnormal humans. Imefonokon reporting for Clever News.
If you are just joining us, you're watching the news on Clearview News Desk. We will be back after this break. Stay with us. Faith is taking the first step even when you don't see the whole staircase. Welcome back. The Nigerian Association of Refrigerator and Air Conditioning Practitioners has elected Ahmed Ibrahim Salahuddin as its new president. In an exclusive interview with Clearview News, the new president paid tribute to his predecessor, acknowledging his significant contributions to the association. The report.
Ahmed expressed his commitment to building on the legacy of his predecessor, Akwabwe John. Ahmed expressed his dedication in continuing the good work started by his predecessor while introducing new initiatives to drive progress in the industry.
Well, first of all, what I would like to do differently is to unite the House to ensure that all 36 states of the Federation is on board and in a united way. Well, the easiest way we can actually get the guys on the street to reckon with the association is by bringing them together for trainings. We have a plan to start organizing trainings for our members. So by so doing, they will be able to have to practice in a perfect and good way.
The new president pledged to work tirelessly while ensuring that NARAP remains a driving force for progress and innovation in the sector, stressing that his vision and leadership of the association is poised to continue its vital work in advancing the industry and promoting a sustainable future.
The immediate past president is a father to all. He has actually nurtured the association like a father to children thing. So honestly, his relationship with the members is a good one, is a cordial relationship. So I would just say he's a father to the association. I will like to tell them to come, let us work together. Let's see how we can uplift the welfare of our members together. Let's see how we can take NARAP to the new level we all anticipate for.
NARAP's mission is to advance the refrigerator and air conditioning industry in Nigeria, promoting standardization, energy efficiencies, and excellence. The association aims to make a positive impact on the industry and the environment, with President Ahmed's leadership expected to bring new energy and momentum to this effort. Florence Joshua reporting for Clearview News Desk.
From 1999, when Nigeria returned to a democratic dispensation, to 2023, the 36 states of the Federation have produced not less than 149 different personalities holding the position of deputy governors for their states. Of this figure, only 10 have succeeded in taking over the mantle of leadership from their erstwhile principals. In this commentary, Clearview News Desk looks at the outcry for the roles of deputy governors to be properly spelled out in the Constitution, as well as the reasons the theoretical number 2 citizen in each state have often been described as a mere spare tire.
Who are the deputy governors in Nigeria? By that, I am speaking about their antecedents, achievements, and how much we know about each of them. Also, how many times has a deputy governor succeeded his principal, the governor, after 8 years at the state government house since 1999? The apparent reasons for the choice of deputy governors are political. This factor is mainly dictated by considerations like geographical balance, usually based on the person's origin, including tribe or senatorial district, gender, religion, or the popularity and electability of the prospective choice. It should be pointed out here that every point ultimately revolves around increasing the future governor's chance of winning an upcoming election. It is neither in the interest of the deputy governor to be nor the people. They do this because, contrary to the expectations of the founders of democracy, that an elected executive and his deputy should be partners, our leaders prefer errand boys who would follow their lead without raising a voice. In most cases, the deputy governor trails his principal like the shell follows the snail and is primarily unknown, seen but not heard. The only time you hear from most deputy governors is when the boss sends them on an errand and they read the speech. In most cases, we do not know what deputy governors do, especially as the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, leaves their responsibilities at the mercy of governors. How often do you hear a governor go on annual vacation and hand over to his deputy, for instance? Most governors will instead take official trips, presumably to seek investment opportunities for the state abroad, in quotes, while holidaying. The game is so that they don't hand over to their deputies. So, why has it always been impossible for deputy governors, especially those who have spent 2 terms with their governors, to become governors or at first governorship candidates after their principals? Ideally, if the choice of a deputy governor is determined by competence and capacity, a governor interested in the development of his state and confident about the impact of his tenure should proudly present that deputy. He will be handing over to a competent person with a deep understanding of and capacity to carry on with his vision. This transition would even eliminate policy somersaults. So, why are the Godwin Obasekis, Yahaya Bellos of this world, and so many other governors cannot support their deputies to take over from them? Clearview News Desk believes that the first reason is the selfish nature of Nigerian leaders. If you weren't sure of an individual's capacity, would you choose him and waste state resources on him for 4 or 8 years, as the case may be? Experience is a significant determinant of people's performance in government. How then do we allow the experience acquired by deputy governors to go to waste? The answer is that governors get so used to the advantages of their office that they would rather do a 3rd time by proxy than allow a deputy governor who knows where the dead bodies are buried and whose loyalty they cannot rest assured of succeed them. It doesn't matter if he was the best for the state. It is the same thing with deputy governors who aspire to be governors. It is never about the people. Desperation is about the self. It is about the exposure to and likely access to the enormous powers of the governors. The respect he gets from everyone, his license to disburse resources as he pleases, and his ability to behave like a teen god, controlling kings, the legislature, and the judiciary in a totalitarian manner. When they see that the governor is incapable of supporting their ambition, they throw caution to the wind, institute court cases, cause disaffection amongst the cabinet, and do all things possible, including defecting to another party to get the ticket. It then becomes a free-for-all, in which the governor takes off the gloves and rolls out all his arsenal in an offensive against the deputy governor and his ambition. Both sides do not care whether the people and democracy suffer in the process. In Edo State, Philip Shaibu is now destitute and down on his knees. The other day, he was locked out of his office and then deployed to some sub-area of an office. He has been stripped of his media crew and subdued into withdrawing a suit he filed in court. He started begging, even as the governor allegedly insisted that he must drop his ambition as a minimum requirement for clemency. The situation in Ondo then between late Governor Akeredolu with the then Deputy Governor Ayati got to a stage where he, Ayati, got a court order prohibiting his impeachment. So, of what use are deputy governors treated like minions by their governors? In some instances, deputy governors extend subservient courtesies even to governors' wives in the name of survival and ambition. The subjugation is just debasing. Yet, it only makes sense that governors elected by the people have deputies. If only for the mortality of every man, there must be another competent person to steer the ship of state in the event of unforeseen circumstances. However, given the mercantile attitude towards politics and governance in Nigeria, only a constitutional prescription of the duties of deputy governors may help the country reap the benefits of those offices. Executives in Nigeria are too self-absorbed and avaricious to respect the conventional essence of a deputy's office. There is no deputy governor in Nigeria that has a defined role in the governance of a state. And this is so sad.
And that's the news. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. No fewer than 300 people were reportedly killed in Ayati village in Ukum local government area of Benue State Thursday night. Team Nigeria has been disqualified from the men's 4x400 meters relay over lane infringement. We also told you that FIFA President Gianni Infantino has announced the passing away of former President of the Confederation of African Football, Issa Hayatu, at the age of 77. You can follow up on latest events and happenings around you via our social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube at Clearview News Desk, or via our handle on X, formerly known as Twitter, at Clearview Online. Many thanks for joining us. I am Gloria Atta. Bye for now.